few days ago, my sleep broke in the middle of the night. It was probably around 2 a.m. and I woke up in a grip of severe anxiety. I've never experienced this kind of anxiety in my life. And the context was that uh, somebody in my family was in hospital at that time in a far off city, far away from where I was. And I don't know what was going to happen. Fortunately, he's doing much better now. But that night, it was terrible. And you don't know what to do. And I was wondering, how should I respond? What can I even do? Normally, let's see if I was able to talk to a doctor, maybe they would have given some pill or something for me to calm down. But then I remembered that I know certain tools which help you lower your anxiety and panic. And I did two of those things. I did what is called a progressive muscle relaxation for about 10-15 minutes. And after that, I did some deep breathing, what I call 4-7-8 breathing. It's a very popular technique. I'll talk about both of these things in this video. Just hold on. So I did those two things, and in about 30 minutes, I went from extreme panic to a point where my mind was so calm that I actually fell asleep. I didn't imagine that I could have slept in that situation. I slept for a couple of hours, woke up next day, and then thankfully things got a little better. But today what I want to talk about is this. When we are facing anxiety or depression or any kind of post-traumatic symptoms, any mental health situation today, if you're lucky, if you live in a good city where there's good healthcare, you have two alternatives, or at least there are two things to help you. One is there is psychiatric care, and second, you could talk to a counselor or a psychologist who could give either psychotherapy or some kind of counseling which can help you. Together, these two are very, very powerful. But as powerful as they are, there is one big thing that is missing, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about that. I would like you to watch this video till the very end so that you can pick up all those 5 different tools that I'm going to share with you. And I can assure you, if you start practicing those, and not just for you, even for your loved ones, friends, anyone, if we have anxiety, depression, sadness, mood upsets, and these things, who doesn't have? We all will have some of these at some point in our life. They can come very, very handy. So let's get started without further delay. The first thing that I want to share, the first toolbox, so to say, is intense workout, especially running. Now, this is something which you probably already know, but let me explain the context of anxiety. Whenever I do a long run, I have noticed one thing. Doesn't matter what my mood was before the exercise, but after my run, my mind just calms down. It's amazing every single time it happens. It can happen to a regular good gym workout as well, but running or some kind of aerobic activity, it has an even higher impact. And the reason it happens is when we do this intense workout, in our brain, endorphins are released. What are endorphins? These are neurotransmitters, these are chemicals. Endorphin stands for endogenous morphine. So morphine is a very strong sedative. Our brain is releasing the same sedative. Well, not exactly the same chemical, but something very similar. And that can calm you down, and it will calm you down every single time. So remember, workout is not just for the body. More than for the body, it is for our brain. It is for the mindset. It can change your mood, and it will change your mood instantly or close to instantly every single time. So think of it as a treatment. When you're feeling anxious, tell yourself, I'm going to take an anti-anxiety pill, and that pill is, let me go for a run. Or it could be any other intense workout as well. Let's start with that. So that's number 1. Second, let's talk about meditation and mindfulness. Now, there are many different types of meditation. So let's very quickly talk about why it has an impact on anxiety, depression, etc. And second, what types of meditations we can get started with. Now, the science behind meditation is still evolving, but we have learned a lot, and a couple of things I can share right away. One is all kinds of meditation. Any meditation technique is fundamentally around how to manage our attention. Normally, our attention is all over the place. We are thinking, our mind is drifting, mind wandering, all those things start happening. And whenever our mind is wandering around, usually Usually, it makes us unhappy. Why is that? Well, there is something in our brain, there's part of our brain which is called the default mode network. And whenever we are not engaged in something, our default mode network becomes activated. It's almost like it's a mechanism which will just make our mind run around. And when we run around, what happens? Our mind will go and pick up something to worry about, this problem, that issue, something which has not even happened, which may or may not happen in future. We will pick it and start worrying about it, and then it may lead to complete panic. Or at the very minimum, we'll just feel bad about it. One more thing, the default mode network, as part of that, there are some structures which make us think about ourselves. So when your mind wanders, most of the time, what are you thinking about? You are thinking about yourself. I'm thinking about myself. Why did this happen? Why did that guy say this to me? And when our focus is on ourselves, not surprisingly, it makes us unhappy. But when we are focused on other people, think about it. You try to help somebody, that day you'll feel really good. So stopping this mind wandering can be a very simple but a very powerful thing. In meditation, any kind of good meditation will help you focus your attention on something. It could be your breath, could be a mantra, could be any kind of visualization, doesn't matter. It will lower your activity in your default mode network. It'll calm you down. It'll make you feel relaxed. It'll make you feel a lot more in control. If you have an emotional storm going on in your head, it will calm it down, at least for some time. And that is a great place to start. So first is I want to recommend mindfulness of breath. This meditation practice, again, I'll not discuss too much in detail. Fundamentally, it's about just observing your breath. And as simple as it sounds, it is amazingly powerful, though not very easy. So give it time and patience. It will change the game. It will change your life. Second, I would like to talk specifically about loving kindness as a practice. Loving kindness, in that meditation, you send good wishes to people, including people you may not feel normally very affectionate about. In fact, even people you dislike. So when we give good wishes to other people, it removes focus from ourselves. The spotlight is on helping or being kind to other people. And that automatically, it improves our well-being. It may seem like I'm trying to do good for others, but surprisingly, when you think well about others, it actually makes you better. It'll certainly help you with your anxiety, even to some extent with depression, with low moods, mood swings. Absolutely, it's a very, very rock solid technique. Third is I want to talk about not a formal meditation practice, but just mindfulness in your daily life. Whenever you're feeling very anxious or when your mind is you're worrying about something, just bring it back to the present moment. Start maybe observing your breath. Start observing what you are doing. Just focus on something which is here and now. When we are focused on the present moment, we will not go and pick up random things to worry about. And that can also help you both enjoy life and experience life and reduce anxiety. So this was about mindfulness and meditation. Let's move to the next thing, which is about journaling. Journaling, especially and specifically gratitude journaling. Now, the idea of journaling is maybe every morning or every evening or as frequently as you can, take a notebook and pen and sit down and write about things that are there in your mind. You can think of it as a conversation you're having with yourself about your problems, worries, things that seem interesting, maybe your goals, your aspirations, anything. And specifically gratitude is a part of journaling where you focus on expressing your gratefulness to people who have been good to you or for that matter, for any good thing, any blessing that has come to you. Now, there are a couple of ways of doing it. There is one specific format called 3 blessings. This was given by Professor Martin Seligman of University of Pennsylvania, who's known as the father of positive psychology. And in this 3 blessings format, what you do is, let's say you have a journal, you spend maybe about 10-15 minutes and think about 3 good things that happened in the last 24 hours. Write those things down, but very importantly, don't just write what happened. Think about why did it happen? I had some nice meal yesterday, a wonderful lunch yesterday, okay? But why did it happen? Who made it for you? Then think about if the gift came to you or the blessing came to you because of somebody's effort, what was the effort on their part? Did they have to make some sacrifice? Did they have to take some pain for that? Did they have to be thoughtful in giving that blessing or that opportunity? So think about the why, think about the person or the agent behind it. Maybe it's a human being, maybe it's just your notion, your perception of God or nature, whatever it is, and then communicate your gratefulness to the agent or to the person who is responsible for that gift that you have. But you might say, in last 24 hours, nothing good happened. Really? Think and look deeply. We sometimes feel nothing good is happening because whatever we have, we're taking for granted. Right now, I'm guessing most of you, you're not worried about your, let's say, your right knee. But tomorrow, if you have knee pain, you'll forget everything else. You'll just worry about that. When things are going well, we take it for granted. And this exercise is meant to change that. So consciously think about all the blessings, acknowledge them, savor them, give it some thought, feel what it makes you feel, and then express gratitude. Another way of doing it is, which we do in our morning boot camps, is just maybe start with a question: what am I grateful for? Just answer that question. That's also a good way to start. Okay, now moving on to the next thing. When we are in that grip of anxiety, okay, at that point, we may tell ourselves, okay, let me just calm down, calm down, calm down. In fact, people might tell you, hey, don't relax, there's no problem, just calm down. But often, does it help? Not really. Why? Because once our agitation level goes up, then just by thinking, we cannot control it's very hard to control your moods and emotions. But there is a way to do that. In our body, there's something called the autonomic nervous system. Again, let's not get technical, so I'll keep it very simple. There are two parts of the autonomic nervous system. One part which makes you alert and excited and sometimes even agitated, and one part which calms you down. So one is called the sympathetic nervous system, other is called the parasympathetic nervous system. Let's simplify, let's put it this way. In our body, there are two parts of our autonomic nervous system. One of them will make you calmer, one of them will make you more activated. So when you are in an anxiety or panic attack, what do you need? You need to calm down. So you need to activate your calming system, or in more technical terms, your parasympathetic nervous system. Now that's like a mouthful. How do you do that? Okay, I'll give you 3 techniques. There are many, of course, but let's get started with 3. First is progressive muscle relaxation. In this exercise, and it should take about 10 minutes, what you do is you take your attention to every body part one by one. We can start with your feet, maybe your legs, your thighs, your abdomen. Just go up from toe to head, or you can do the other way around as well, doesn't matter. And every body part, you tense it. So as an example, if I take my attention to my arm, I clench it hard and then relax it. You might say, okay, but how will it affect my mood? Try it out. So when we start relaxing our muscles, our body gets a signal that, you know what, things are fine. Everything is relaxed and it will calm down. Your panic will subside, I can assure you. Immediately after that, what I like to do is spend a few minutes with deep breathing, specifically what is called the 4-7-8 breathing. So you breathe into the count of 4. So let's say you can start counting 1, 2, 3, 4. In your mind, you count and you breathe in. Hold to the count of 7 and then breathe out very slowly to the count of 8. So the out breath is twice the length of in breath. So you breathe in, hold, and then slow out breath. Repeat it a couple of times and it'll work like magic. You do these 2 things and you're in the middle of anxiety, I promise you, in about 20 minutes, anxiety will just go down. One other technique which you can use even when you are outside the house, maybe you're sitting in a bus or wherever, something which is called the 5-finger breathing. What do you do in this one? Very simple. I'm just giving a quick version. Take one of your palms, let's say your right palm, take the other finger, and now you move it up and down. So up and down and up and down slowly. But here's the thing, when you're moving it up, breathe in. When you're moving it down, breathe out. So breathe in, breathe out. And this is how you do and traverse the whole finger. And when you're doing it, keep your eyes on your finger and feel the touch. Now if you do this 5-finger breathing, you can go from here and you can end up here and you can traverse 2-3 times. In no time, your anxiety will go down. In fact, when you're worried about something, oh my God, this thing is coming up, what do I do? Just do this 5-finger breathing for 2 minutes. It'll help you. Why does it help? The science behind that is the following. When I'm moving my finger and I'm feeling the touch and then I'm breathing, what's happening is, one is I'm doing slow breathing. That'll calm me down. Second thing is I'm engaging my visual senses, looking at my fingers. So my eyes are engaged and I'm feeling the touch. My sense of touch is also engaged. So a lot of my sensory inputs are coming from this engagement. So I will forget about all the worries. I'll let go of that. So very, 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 very powerful to break the grip of worries. So these are techniques, very simple. They'll change your life. Finally, let's talk about sleep. Now, sleep is both a problem and a solution. If you don't get enough sleep, your anxiety will go up, guaranteed. On the other hand, when you sleep well, your anxiety goes down. So here is what I recommend. Without going into a lot of details, you can we'll be releasing videos on sleep on our website, so you can subscribe to the channel so you can track that. But here's very quickly what I can tell. One thing I can tell you. For sleep, everybody should have some kind of wind down routine. If we are busy the whole day until 9:30 a.m., sending emails, talking to people, doing stuff, and 9:30 switch off my light, and then I expect, okay, light is off, let me fall asleep. For many of us, it won't work. In our mind, it's like as if something is still spinning. We have to give it time to calm down. So have a routine. So as an example, a simple routine could be switch off your phone and devices, and for some time you could do some evening meditation, or you could sit and read a book, or maybe you could read a Kindle, and then you will gradually fall asleep. My routine is that just before I go to sleep, I switch off my light and I read some book on Kindle, and usually it works very well and helps me calm down and go to sleep. So have a wind down routine and sleep better. These are 5 toolboxes. Simple as a sound, immensely powerful, but the thing is, you have to translate it from an idea to action. So start doing this, and I can assure you, do it, by the way, do it along with your medication, psychotherapy. Don't stop all of that. But this is the missing third leg. Together, these 3 can have a massive impact, and I hope it really helps you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And if you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.